Winter arrives, and soaring heating bills leave millions of families sighing in frustration. Yet, decades ago, there were completely free heating tips used by our grandparents that have now been forgotten. From bulky cast iron stoves and oil heaters to bricks that silently retain heat throughout the night. In this video, we'll reveal 20 incredibly clever heating tips that require no expensive appliances, no electricity, and no gas. And trust me, you'll regret not knowing them sooner. Potbelly Stove. The Potbelly Stove was not just a heating device. It was a symbol of pride, standing tall in the center of 19th century American living rooms. Cast from thick iron, this stove possessed an incredible ability to retain heat and radiate powerful 360-degree energy, chasing away the chill from large common areas. In the memories of many, the image of a polished black stove glowing red, accompanied by the crackle of firewood, always brought a sense of absolute security against the blizzards howling outside the window. A touching historical story associated with this stove is the school children's blizzard of 1888. When hundreds of students were trapped at school, brave teachers had to burn desks, chairs, and books to maintain the flame in a single potbelly stove, saving hundreds of lives through that deadly winter night. With the ability to burn various fuels from dry wood to coal, this was a versatile survival fortress that our grandparents truly cherished. Not only for warmth, but people back then also cleverly placed a cast iron kettle on top of the stove so the rising steam would provide natural humidity, preventing dry skin and chapped lips. Today, owning a cast iron stove like this is not just about real warmth. It is a way to connect with the survival wisdom of previous generations. Do you still remember the feeling of sitting near this stove and feeling the heat seep deep into your bones? Please share that memory with us. Pellet Stoves, 1970s. Moving into the 1970s, when the 1973 oil crisis caused energy prices to skyrocket, our grandparents created a smart heating solution called pellet stoves. Instead of using large logs, the stove used wood scraps compressed into tiny pellets, ensuring a very stable combustion process. You simply load the pellets into the hopper, and the system automatically maintains a clean, smokeless flame that distributes heat evenly throughout the space. Interestingly, Jerry Whitfield, a Boeing engineer, secretly tested the first stove in his garage during those difficult years. Upon its debut at a 1984 exhibition, he received over 1,000 orders due to its ability to cut heating bills by up to 70%. In harsh climates like Alaska, pellet stoves became the top choice for facing the fiercest blizzards. Objectively speaking, this is a wonderful green solution that helps modern families save money while keeping their living space clean. Sawdust Stove. This was a heating miracle made from what seemed like wood shop waste, helping millions of families survive the scarcities of World War II. The sawdust stove operates on a unique smoldering principle. Unlike any other conventional wood stove, you tightly pack sawdust around a central core. After removing the core, it creates a chimney effect that maintains a steady flame for 8 to 12 consecutive hours. The Irish called this Satan's stove because of its incredible ability to burn persistently without any further intervention once lit. It is an excellent free solution for those living near sawmills. When compressed correctly, the stove radiates very clean heat with almost no black smoke, keeping the indoor air fresh. This technique requires skill in compressing the sawdust, as the tighter it is packed, the longer and more stable the burn. Grandparents of the past often packed the stove before bed so the house would stay warm until they woke up the next morning. In the context of blizzards depleting firewood supplies, the sawdust stove is a smart survival choice that we should not overlook. Its simplicity is the strength that helped people adapt to the harshest conditions without depending on electricity. Perfection 630 Kerosene Oil Heater. In the memories of millions of families during the harsh winters of the mid-20th century, the classic blue kerosene heater, or the Perfection Kerosene Oil Heater, was the savior, when coal supplies were completely cut off. The most distinctive feature of this device is its soothing blue exterior. Designed to be compact with a convenient carrying handle, this heater was the ultimate portable device because it required no electricity and could be moved from room to room to provide instant warmth to any small corner. Survivalists in the freezing regions of Alaska today still trust this type of heater in temperatures dropping to -40 degrees Fahrenheit because of its incredible durability and mobility. Its operation is very simple. Just fill it with kerosene and adjust the wick, and you have a steady heat source for many hours without worrying about skyrocketing electric bills. Some even have small tips for modifying the wick so the heater can burn diesel in emergency situations when kerosene is unavailable. With its sturdy design, it helps disperse heat to every corner of the room without using electricity. To this day, many families still preserve these blue kerosene heaters as precious antiques, ready to work the moment a power outage occurs. If you've ever shivered from the winter cold and cherished these old ways of keeping warm, hit the hype button below to help us rekindle the flames of memory. Electric fan heaters, 1940s. These heaters, glowing red like a sunset, are an inseparable part of the memories of the baby boomer generation. Appearing popularly after World War II, the Arvin heater represented a new era of convenience with a mechanical design so durable it is hard to believe. Its construction consisted of heating coils and a cooling fan, which helped push a warm breeze quickly into every corner of the room. The durability of this type of heater was proven when American soldiers used Jeep batteries to run them during the freezing winter in Normandy in 1944. Although they consumed quite a bit of electricity, the instant warmth they provided still makes many people nostalgic. Today, collectors and antique lovers still seek out these heaters because they are much easier to repair than fragile modern electronic devices. Some people even upgrade them by connecting them to solar power systems for use during blizzard camping trips. Maintenance is also extremely simple. Just clean the dust from the fan and check the wiring regularly, and the machine can run well for many years. Don't be quick to throw away these old heaters if you are lucky enough to find them in your family's storage. Anthracite coal burning stove. This type of stove is tied to the history of industrial towns in Pennsylvania and Ohio during the vibrant early years of the 20th century. Anthracite is a hard coal that burns extremely clean, creates no smoke, and maintains a stable temperature for a very long time. During the 1918 flu pandemic, doctors relied on anthracite stoves to heat field hospitals because of their clean burning properties. Unlike regular brown coal, anthracite burns without smoke or odor and maintains extremely high temperatures for 12 to 24 hours. You only need to load the coal once every morning, and the stove will automatically maintain steady warmth throughout the day and night. In old apartments in New York or Chicago, the clink-clink sound of coal falling in the furnace was a familiar sound of safety and coziness. Hard coal is very easy to store because it does not rot or mold like wood when left in damp conditions for long periods. A small bag of coal can provide heat equivalent to a large truckload of firewood, making stockpiling for blizzard season easy. In terms of performance and economy, the anthracite stove is the most long-term and stable heating solution for cold regions. Clay and straw fire bricks. Fire bricks handmade from a mixture of clay and a dry straw were a traditional technique used by pioneers on the westward trails in the 19th century when they faced firewood shortages along long migration routes. Clay plays the role of retaining heat and providing a sturdy structure, while straw acts as the fuel binder that helps the brick burn slowly and steadily. The process is simple. Mix clay with straw and a bit of water, then mold them into blocks and dry them under the summer sun. When blizzards strike and wood becomes wet, these dry bricks are the most stable heat source to warm the home. Currently, in war zones or places with long-term power outages, the tip of making fire bricks from rice husks and mud is still saving many people. A single homemade fire brick can smolder for 3 to 4 hours, providing a stable amount of heat without creating too much black smoke. Storing fire bricks is also much neater and cleaner than stacking bulky piles of firewood. Currently, in many regions facing difficulties due to prolonged power outages, people are still applying this tip by using rice husks to mold bricks, which increases the burning time by 20% compared to regular firewood. Wood cook stove. In every old rural home, the wood cook stove was the multi-purpose hearth, where all family activities revolved around the warm fire in the middle of the kitchen. Made of thick, sturdy cast iron, this stove performed multiple tasks simultaneously, from baking bread, simmering soup, and heating water, to drying wet clothes and warming the entire room. My grandmother used to say that the stove never sleeps because the flame was always kept smoldering throughout the winter to ensure life and connection for all family members. During the difficult years of the 1930s, the cook stove was the most valuable asset, helping to save up to 50% of firewood by optimizing every heat flow. These stoves were usually designed with a thick iron shell to retain heat long after the fire inside had begun to fade. An old tip was to stack extra bricks around the stove to increase the heat dissipation area, helping the warmth spread to adjacent bedrooms. The sound of the fire crackling inside the stove, mingled with the delicious aroma of food, has become an unforgettable memory for many generations. Today, despite many modern heating systems, the hearth remains the favorite place for everyone on cold winter nights to find peace again. Traditional fireplace. The classic image of family gathered by the flickering light of a stone-built fireplace has entered the consciousness of countless generations of Americans. Before the invention of cast iron stoves, the open fireplace was the only primary heat source that helped people survive the brutal colonial winters. Although not as efficient as a closed stove, the fireplace provided direct radiant warmth that seeped deep into clothes and skin, creating an indescribable comfort. In 1816, known as the Year Without a Summer, families had to hang thick blankets around the fireplace to trap the heat. Although the efficiency of an open fireplace is lower than that of closed cast iron stoves, its emotional value and the connection it fosters are priceless. A fireplace requires no electricity or complex mechanisms. Dry wood and a clear chimney are enough to operate it. Building a fireplace requires high skill to ensure smoke and toxic gases are safely vented away from children. In the last century, our grandparents maintained the habit of keeping the fire going continuously from October until the following April, so the house always had warmth. Today, many families still keep open fireplaces as a beautiful cultural tradition to maintain a nostalgic and warm lifestyle. Octopus Furnace. Hidden in the basements of old houses, the gravity-fed Octopus Furnace, also known as the mechanical monster, with tentacles reaching everywhere, is an impressive sight. Widely popular during the Great Depression of the 1930s on Midwestern American farms, this system operated entirely on simple physical principles. Light hot air would automatically rise through ducts to warm all the rooms in the house silently and persistently. The genius of this furnace was its fanless design, which kept the house warm even when blizzards completely cut off the local power grid. In Michigan, many of these octopus systems are still operating well after nearly a century, a testament to the endurance of a technical masterpiece based on an understanding of natural laws. The large heat ducts resembling octopus tentacles provided not only warmth, but also a unique architectural element, reminiscent of a time when sustainability was always placed above all else. Maintenance is also very simple, as you only need to periodically clean the air ducts to ensure clear and clean circulation. This is the ultimate blackout-proof central heating solution we should learn from when facing the instability of modern energy systems. If you are a regular viewer of the channel, please leave a comment saying "I'm back" below, so we know you've returned to these old memories. Stacking bricks around the base of the stove. A small tip that can keep you warm all night long, even after the fire in the stove has gone out, is stacking bricks around the base of the stove. This is a clever technique inherited from ancient Roman times and later used by fierce Viking warriors in Northern Europe. You simply collect dry bricks and stack them tightly around the base or body of the active wood stove. High-density bricks act as a giant thermal battery, silently absorbing every joule of energy from the fire inside. When you go to sleep and the fire fades at midnight, these bricks continue to radiate gentle heat throughout the room until morning. This tip prevents the room temperature from dropping to dangerous levels during the heaviest blizzard nights of winter. In Iceland, people still often use soapstone slabs stacked around stoves to maximize daily heat output. This is a completely free way to store energy utilizing materials available in nature for daily living needs. You will no longer have to wake up in the middle of the night to add more wood because the warmth from the bricks will care for the family's sleep. Stacking bricks also helps protect small children and pets from accidentally touching the hot cast iron stove body and getting severely burned. In terms of practicality, this is one of the most effective and easiest heating tips that anyone can do immediately. Using stone floors. Have you ever wondered why your grandparents' kitchen floors were always strangely warm, even without rugs? The secret lies in using stones with high thermal mass for flooring, turning them into a natural energy storage bank. Dark stones like basalt or slate are laid in areas that receive sunlight or near the stove to absorb excess heat. During the day, the stone absorbs heat from the sun and the stove, then radiates gentle warmth throughout the long night when outdoor temperatures drop deep. Imagine not spending a single cent on electricity, yet the floor remains warm enough for children to play all winter long. This technique was applied by the Pueblo Indian tribes on rammed earth floors in ancient times because stone floors retain heat longer than any modern material, creating a completely natural underfloor heating system. In Iceland, modern houses still use basalt floors, combined with sawdust insulation to combat blizzards. Direct contact of bare feet on warm stone floors also helps improve blood circulation and reduces joint stiffness in winter. Thermal mass walls. The technique of thermal mass walls originates from rammed earth houses, also known as cob houses, in the remote Scottish Highlands. People have old-built walls using a mixture of clay and dry straw reaching a thickness of up to 60 centimeters to create perfect insulation. Materials like brick, stone, or earth mixed with straw have the ability to absorb heat from the daytime sun and the indoor wood stove to stabilize the temperature despite outside blizzards. During the day, the wall acts as a shield, preventing high outside temperatures from entering while simultaneously accumulating heat within itself. When night falls, the accumulated warmth begins to radiate back into the room, maintaining comfort for the whole family for many hours. Modern research shows that houses with rammed earth walls can stay warm for 48 consecutive hours after the main heat source is turned off. In New Mexico, modern earthship houses are reapplying this principle by combining rammed earth with rice husks to increase heat retention efficiency by 30%. Our grandparents often hung thick wool rugs on these walls to create an extra layer of air cushioning, helping to reduce heat loss by another 15%. Designing thick walls also provides excellent soundproofing, bringing a space of peace and quiet amidst the howling blizzard winds. Draft dodgers. In the Victorian era, families often handmade these from leftover fabric scraps to decorate and protect their homes. These long fabric tubes were usually stuffed with rice, dried beans, or sand to provide the necessary weight to stay tight against the floor. You simply place them along the bottom gap of doors or windows to block freezing drafts from entering the house. These simple fabric worms can instantly prevent cold air from dropping the room temperature by 5 to 10 degrees Celsius. This tip is completely inexpensive, but brings enormous results in maintaining warmth for your small living space. Today, many craft lovers still make draft dodgers in many cute shapes to add beauty to the home. This is an extremely effective $0 method that helps you save hundreds of dollars in heating costs every long winter. Using natural materials for stuffing also helps the product absorb moisture and prevent mold from growing in door gaps. In terms of application, the draft dodger is the simplest item anyone can make to keep warm. Homemade putty. During the material shortages of World War II, thousands of our grandparents' homes were protected from blizzards thanks to homemade putty. The recipe for making putty is very simple and safe. You only need to mix flour, linseed oil, and a bit of limestone powder until it reaches a doughy consistency. This mixture will fill every tiny gap around window frames, preventing cold winds from blowing in and keeping the heat inside from escaping. A batch of putty costs less than $2, but can treat many windows, providing superior economic efficiency compared to modern adhesives. The image of a father patiently applying each layer of putty to the wooden frames before the first storm of the season arrived is a warm memory. Homemade putty contains no toxic chemicals and is completely safe for pets and children if they accidentally touch the surface. Homemade putty also has the ability to expand and contract with the temperature, helping to protect window glass from cracking during extremely cold winter nights. A wonderful advantage is that when spring comes, this putty can be easily removed and used as organic fertilizer for the small garden. It is more effective than any modern industrial tape in creating a perfect and durable air barrier. Maintaining windows with putty also helps increase the life of wooden frames, preventing rot caused by moisture from melting snow seeping inside. Try mixing this mixture yourself to see the miracle of ancient formulas in protecting your family this winter. Utilizing sunlight. Based on the famous trombe wall principle invented by the French in the 1950s, managing curtains intelligently can help you increase the indoor temperature by 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit without spending a cent. The rule is very simple, but requires discipline. Open curtains wide on the east and south sides as soon as the first rays of sun appear. Sunlight passing through the glass will heat the floors, walls, and furniture, turning them into natural heat storage units. When the sun sets, quickly close thick layers of curtains to keep in all the heat accumulated throughout the day. Many families in the past also designed solar reflectors or stone walls behind glass windows to maximize this passive energy storage for up to 3 consecutive days. Sunlight not only brings physical warmth, but also helps improve mood and provides valuable vitamin D during gloomy winter months. This is the clean and endless energy source that we often accidentally waste due to over-reliance on modern thermostat buttons. Remember that the sun never sends you a bill at the end of the month, so never forget this precious gift. Radiator Systems. The distinctive clank-clank sound of steam passing through radiator pipes is the sound signaling that winter has arrived and brings warmth to many generations. The gravity loop system, also known as the thermosiphon, developed during World War II, is a top-tier heating hack that requires no electric pumps. Water is heated at the stove and automatically rises through the pipes, passes through radiators throughout the house, and then returns to continue the cycle once it is cooled. The miracle is that this system operates on natural pressure and gravity, ensuring the house stays warm even during a total power outage in a blizzard. Copper pipes snaking through the walls act like a vascular system, bringing life and warmth to every small room. You can easily dry socks and handkerchiefs by draping them over these radiators, creating a characteristic warm wool scent of winter. Currently, in remote areas of Wyoming, the thermosiphon system remains the top choice for off-grid homes due to its absolute reliability. This system has no complex mechanical parts, so it almost never breaks down and can serve a family for 50 to 100 years. The silence and durability of the gravity heating pipe system have become a part of the technical heritage of the modern construction industry. Grain heat bags. Grain heat bags are like a warm hug in the middle of a cold winter night. With deep roots in the corn hand-warming pouches of the Cherokee people from the 18th century, this small tip has become an inseparable part of life for many American families over the centuries. You simply fill a thick cotton bag with dry grains like rice, corn, or wheat, then heat them on the stovetop or in a microwave. Grains have a wonderful ability to hold humid heat, providing a more pleasant feeling than the dry heat from electric devices. Grandparents often place these heat bags under blankets about 15 minutes before bed to create a warm nest for feet. Grain heat bags are completely safe, with no risk of fire or water leaks like electric heating pads or hot water bottles. This tip is also extremely effective in relieving muscle pain after you've worked hard shoveling snow for hours outdoors. At nursing homes in Texas during the 2021 storm, rice heat bags were widely used to keep the elderly warm when the power grid failed. You can add a few drops of lavender essential oil to the grain bag to create a relaxing scent, helping you sleep deeper during a storm. If you find this video helpful and easy to watch, please give us a like and hit subscribe so we can meet again next time. Burning pine cones, pine cone fuel. Dry pine cones contain an abundance of natural resin, helping them catch fire extremely quickly and burn at a very high temperature. For hundreds of years, Native American tribes knew how to collect pine cones to use as tinder for campfires deep in the forest. Grandparents often had children pick up pine cones in the fall and stored them in beautiful baskets placed by the fireplace. You simply collect fallen pine cones around the house and dry them. When you need to start a fire, just a few pine cones will make the flame flare up strongly and radiate high heat instantly. The scent of the green forest from the burning pine resin not only warms the space, but also has a very effective stress relief and fatigue reduction effect. Today, camping enthusiasts still make pine bombs by dipping them in wax to use as emergency fire starters. This is a completely free fuel that nature gifts us, making starting a fire easier and more enjoyable. Burning pine cones also creates a pleasant crackling sound, bringing a joyful and cozy atmosphere to family gatherings. You should choose pine cones that have fully opened their scales, as that is when they are driest and easiest to light in any weather condition. Vintage coal ash scuttle. Don't be in a hurry to throw away buckets of hot ash, as they are a wonderful source of residual heat that our grandparents always cherished. In the Appalachia region in the 1920s, buckets holding coal ash were often placed right under the table to warm feet for 6 consecutive hours. You simply pour ash and a few red coals just taken from the stove into a tin bucket with a tight lid so the warmth radiates smolderingly and safely. This genius tip helps utilize heat down to the last gram, wasting no energy during winter scarcities. Another important application is placing the hot ash bucket in a corner of the bathroom or near water pipes to prevent them from freezing and bursting during extremely cold nights. Currently, glampers in the Adirondacks still creatively use ceramic jars filled with ash combined with USB fans to heat tents. Once the coal ash has completely cooled, it can also be used to sprinkle on icy walkways to increase friction, helping everyone walk more safely. Our grandparents taught us the lesson of absolute thriftiness and the ability to manage in the most difficult circumstances. If your coal scuttle still has its original heat-insulating base and carved patterns, it could be worth hundreds of dollars to antique collectors. Community wood sharing. Wood-bees, or community wood chopping gatherings, became a common and beautiful cultural feature in America, especially during the historic 1977 New York blackout. When the blizzard paralyzed everything, neighbors stepped out of their homes, those with trucks, those with chainsaws, those with strength, to collect and split wood to share with the elderly or those most in need. Community spirit is the strongest shield that helps humans overcome fear and the bone-chilling cold when modern technological systems collapse simultaneously. Today, through community apps, this beauty is being powerfully recreated, where people help each other split wood, shovel snow, and ensure no one is left behind in the cold. Working together not only creates physical heat from the activity, but also warms the soul with solidarity and kindness among strangers. In terms of spiritual strength, solidarity is the warmest fire that helps humans overcome all natural adversities. Outdoor fire pit. Where snowflakes meet the glowing fire is also where stories of the past come alive most vividly. Inheriting the storytelling tradition of the Vikings in ancient longhouses, the outdoor fire pit is a symbol of optimism in the face of the storm. You can create a safe fire pit right in the yard to keep warm while the family clears snow or performs outdoor tasks. The warmth from the fire, combined with a cup of hot apple cider or roasted marshmallows, creates unforgettable winter memories. Today, many people are creative by adding heat reflectors around the fire pit to bounce the warmth back at those sitting there instead of letting it dissipate into space. This is a wonderful bonding space where survival lessons and folk wisdom are passed down from one generation to the next. During days stuck in a storm, a blazing fire in the yard is also a signal of life and a readiness to help one another among families. The scent of burning wood mingled with the cold air brings a strange sense of comfort and relaxation to the soul. Our grandparents always considered the fire pit the center of all community activities, where all differences vanished with the white smoke. Maintaining an outdoor fire pit also requires strict compliance with fire safety rules to protect the surrounding environment. Let the outdoor fire light up your winter night, turning the freezing cold into an opportunity for warm new beginnings.
And as the video closes, perhaps you too realize one thing. Those small tips didn't just save money. They contained a whole philosophy of life. Smart, resilient, and full of love from the generations that came before us. If you found yourself nodding along thinking, "That's exactly what my grandma used to do," don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any family secrets that might seem old but turn out to be incredibly top tier. And if you're still curious, check out our next video, Genius Household Hacks Only Grandma Knew, where you'll discover tips that sound strange but are surprisingly effective. Like using soft bread to pick up broken glass, mayonnaise to remove stains on wooden tables, or citrus peels to turn your sink into a mini spa. Trust me, after watching, you'll just want to exclaim, "Why didn't I know these things sooner?"